Popping, you beautiful, amazing people. Sorry for the delay. I know the last few days there hasn't been a video out. This work's been crazy. Couldn't get videos out in time. I'm going to try and do some batch recording. Hopefully for the next 3 or 4 days, we have some videos. Listen, I know it's been a bit of a rough one, but the Champions League is back. And we're taking on an old foe in this one. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, and haters. Let's jump in the game. And jumping back into the game, I've put it up like this because we're taking on Lille in this round. If we beat Lille over 2 legs, we're either taking on Real Madrid or Manchester City in the next game. So that's going to be something quite interesting. Of course, we did play Lille earlier. In fact, in our last video, we beat them 3-1 in the Champions League. Alencar, Bibi, and O'Shaughnessy all picking up some goals in that one. Lille, of course, currently 3rd in Ligue 1, just behind Monaco and Paris Saint-Germain. In fact, Monaco just passed them this past weekend. And Monaco and Paris Saint-Germain take on each other in a what they call a 6-pointer. Because if Monaco can do it, then, well, good for them. But anyway, we're not talking about Ligue 1 at the moment. We're talking about Lille. They do have some very, very good quality players, including this guy, Antoine, I guess, Dos Santos. 43 caps for France. Absolute monster of a striker. And it is someone we need to definitely keep an eye out on. The fact that he only has natural fitness of 14 and is 26 years old could possibly suggest he's going down on the decline probably in the next 2 years or so. But this man is good, and we need to keep an eye on him. The second player we need to keep an eye on is their right winger in Mateo Mendes here. Only ever played for Argentina 21, 30 years old. He is very, very good as well. But you can see the quality, how much the drop-off for, especially when you look at the third player, is the right back in Idris Ocon, who is, I feel like our right back is better. I feel like Cesar is a much better player than he is, to be fair. So I think we should be winning these 2 games. Of course, we do take on Lille in 2 of the games today, with Stuttgart in the middle. I'm not going to show you the Stuttgart game today. In terms of since the last time we were out where we beat Lille 3-1, I think we did the Borussia Dortmund game. I can't remember, but we beat them 2-0. Emre Michael picking up 2 goals in that one. Augsburg in the Pokal quarter-final beat them 5-0. Sven Rao, Alencar with a hat-trick, and O'Shaughnessy picking up a goal in that one. We then absolutely demolished Dynamo Dresden 5-1. Rao picking up a hat-trick in that one. Alencar and Bibi both picking up some goals. Against RB Leipzig, a 1-1 draw. Alencar with the only goal in that one. They equalized just before half-time. And then Borussia Mönchengladbach beat them 3-0. Alencar, Bibi, and Hugo picking up some goals in that one. And then Werder Bremen almost caused a little bit of a scare when they went 1-0 up. But just before the halfway mark, we equalized through Bibi. And then we doubled up our lead with Dario Zanotti picking up a goal for us. It is his second league goal from his first league start. So that is absolutely fantastic. In terms of the Bundesliga, we are currently sitting on top of the table, 3 points clear of Bayern Munich, who I think we still have to play them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, towards the end of the season, we have to play them just after the Dortmund semi-final, which potentially could be our next match, our next episode. Depends on whether Real Madrid comes in or Man City. That is a future episode we will probably do. In terms of all of that that's going on currently, we have some issues, though. And one of the issues is Bibi at the moment. He is currently unhappy because we promised him a new contract. I'm willing to give him a new contract. I'm willing to even give him what he was asking. He was asking for 65 million. Only problem is he wants a 49 million pound release clause, and I'm not willing to put in a 49 million release clause. I'm willing to put about 100 million. I know we only bought him for 8.75 million, but he has been absolutely fantastic for us, the 26-year-old. He's already scored, 22 goals in 2 seasons. and a hell of a lot of assists. He is an absolute fantastic player. And you know what? He still has 3 years left on his contract. He's going to stay here, whether he likes to know or not. Never played for Brazil, though. But at 49 million, I'm not willing to let him go. Brighton, Bayern Munich, and RB Leipzig are all interested in him. Also, Man United have come in for O'Shaughnessy as well. And then we've had some interest for Villar. Atletico de Madrid are starting to uprest my players a little bit. Lombardi and Kustra also coming a little bit under transfer speculation. For this one, we don't have our new players in Macy's and Ortega. They are the two defenders that we brought in just for extra backup after we sold quite a few players. In there, Ortega, I think one for the future, maybe 18 years old Mexican, under 21, already valued at 10 million. He's pretty much on nothing at 5,000 a week. He is literally a bargain buy. And then the one that's a little bit more expensive, but I think a little bit better, the Peruvian international, 18 years old. I think he could develop into a very, very good backup to Koistra in the long term. In terms of injuries, we don't have Alan Carr, we don't have Iñaki. They are both out injured. Ortega, Macy's, Rivi are unregistered, which means this is the starting lineup for the game against... one change quickly, though. This is the starting lineup for the game against Lille. It's Carrier in goals, Kustra, Lombardi, Goy, Cesar, Villar, Rao, O'Shaughnessy, Bibi, Arnold, and Zanotti. Of course, we dropped Rao for the last 2 games as he had a slight cold. The same cold, or flu rather, that Alan Carr has, and yeah, he got fractured toe, Iñaki. But yeah, he was out. Rao was out for a few games. Cesar was out for a few games. I think Michael was out for a few games as well, and I think I want to say Saha as well. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. But there was a few players that were out, so we did rotate a little bit. Let's go to the game. Let's take on Lille. Right, about 3 minutes in, got our first highlight of Champions League knockout football. BB across to Cezanne. Of course, we're playing in our traditional baby blue away kit. With Lille in their classic red home kit. Rao all the way back to Koistra, looking for options. Koistra dribbling in, takes the chance and just shot a little bit wide. So, which is quite a little bit interesting. Rooney Bargi, former wonder kid on Football Manager, launches to the back post. Dos Santos, the man we need to look out for. He hits it over the top of Carrier's goal. Not too bothered by that attempt from Dos Santos. Carrier going long, finding Zanotti, who is a very tall man. Something we've never had really is a very tall striker. We've always kept the shorter guys. Remember the likes of Chavez and Hernandez. They were always quite a lot shorter. Goy goes across. Even Alan Carr is not exactly the tallest. Cesar trying to bring it in. Koistra been venturing forward a little bit more often now. Rao to Bibi. Cesar looking for options. Cuts it into the middle. It's bobbled in. No, it's bobbled out. I thought it bobbled in. Nimic made the save. I thought Zanotti might have just got a little touch to that and maybe put it in the back of the net. Of course, the big thing about Lille is their defense isn't great, so we should be looking at exploiting that. And the fact that we've got some great attacking talent with the likes of Bibi and Arnold on the wings, I feel like we should be able to exploit that a little bit more. Their strength is their attacking as well, and this is the reason. Dos Santos, Gonçalves can't find it. Villar does the clearance. Arnold now. He's probably one of our tallest players in on the pitch, and look at him bursting down the wing and then cuts back. I don't know. Goy. Carrier. Of course, Goy named in the Player of the Week. Apparently, I got a notice saying that we have now had a player in Player of the Week consecutively for every single game week this Bundesliga so far, which is a pretty cool thing. Cesar, absolutely smashes in for his first goal in Champions League football. Didn't score in the Champions League last season. Did in this one. Well, Europa League last season. BB absolutely brilliant there. Brought out the defender. Cesar with acres of space. Took the first touch on his left foot. And then absolutely hammered it home with his right foot. It's 1-0. It's 16 minutes in. I think, I mean, if we, I don't want to jump the gun or anything like that, or jump the shark, as it were, in movie industries. I don't want to say, if we have a huge lead by the end of this game, do we just not bother showing the second leg and just go straight to the next round? Do we just make this one video? And I'll have to give that a think. Rooney, Bargy. He's the captain, by the way, of Lille. Goes deep, looking for options. Raul will get the clearance, finds his way back to Bargy. This is Michael. Daher. Gonçalves, Andrea Dos Santos. Finding Duarte. And K. Duarte. Is that our Duarte? Was ours K. Duarte? I had a youngster named Duarte. Koen Duarte. No, it's not that one. Okay. I remember I couldn't remember if he was at Royal Antwerp or Union Berlin, but I remember I had a Duarte somewhere. Could have been Duarte, though. Gonçalves. Ocon. Back to Ocon. Gonçalves. Finding and looping it across, and he scores in. Well, forget about everything I said if we just go into the next games. They've equalized. And just 7 minutes. That's all they needed. We've been pretty poor coming in this one. O'Shaughnessy not closing his man down quick enough, and lots of people to get past. Courier just didn't see it in time. That doesn't bode well for us. We moved into the 30th minute, or close to the 30th minute. Goy looking for options, finding Villar on the wing, who's been one of our best players this season. Villar running it down, looking for options. Villar goes to the back post, looking for Raul! On the hat-trick that he scored recently, all three were headers, which is quite something, because he's not exactly the tallest man in the world. He's only 174 centimeters. I'm actually a little bit taller than him. And he's managed to score 3 headers in a hat-trick, which was absolutely fantastic. Gonçalves for them, though. Dos Santos, Duarte. Finding more with the shots. I think he's offside. I think he was offside. I didn't see the flag raised, but when he took that shot, I immediately thought he was offside, and he is offside. Okay. Breathe. He's offside. Yeah. Oh, just O'Shaughnessy almost played in onside. Shaughnessy's been having a little bit of stinker games lately, although he did score in one of the recent games. Hasn't been playing great, and he's been making silly mistakes like that. Zanotti, who hasn't been involved in this game at all. Michael beats him off the ball more. Back to Michael. Bichunjak. Andrea Santos is through. Santos is through on goal. One-on-one with Carrier, and what a save from the goalkeeper. Absolutely fantastic save. Things you love to see is Carrier making saves like that. But we are struggling at the moment to even just do anything in this game. Michael to Landelino. More. This is Butonjak. Looks for Santos. That was a great block from Lombardi. Luendeleno finds Daher. Cesar. I've seen some of the comments claiming that Lombardi isn't as good as he should be. I rate this guy. I know he's only got 3 stars potential, 3 stars current ability, but he is a very, very good centre-back. I really do like him. I think there is a world maybe where Messias does maybe take over from him, maybe end next season sometime. But at the moment, I think Lombardi, Gui, and Kuistra are our top 3 defenders that we have at the club. And I think the 3 of them are pretty darn good, if I can say so myself. I'm just going to shout words of encouragement to help the team out a little bit. I'm looking at the likes of Arnold and O'Shaughnessy on 6.6 and not looking great. Raul also on there. Cesar to Arnold from the long throw. Cesar trying to trickle his way through. He's found his way through. Takes a shot. And I think somehow Nemec gets the save in there. And I'm not sure how the save happened, but it happened. And that's a good first chance. Good save, actually, from Nemec, though. I think Zanotti had the last touch in the end. We're going to make some swaps. Arnold is not looking great out there on the left side. The only problem is I don't have really a left-sided player to play there. BB can sort of play there. So I think I'm going to take off Arnold. I'm going to bring on Michael. I'm going to switch Michael to the right, BB on the left. We're going to try that out as well. Raul not looking great, looking complacent, and Shaughnessy looking bad. Yuge come in there for Shaughnessy. I'm going to give Raul a few more minutes. Koistra not playing great either. I have Saha on the bench. Cezanne Villar looking super tired. We do have Kikidakis and Sitwaski playing as well. You know what, Villar? Come off, we'll bring on Kikidakis. Tried and tested Kikidakis. Couple of subs, 3 subs in this one. Just to rest some players. Hopefully we can come back. I mean, a 1-1 draw away from home isn't bad. Obviously, we'd like a win. I think a win would be a lot better, to be completely honest. We're going to make some more swaps. Nothing has happened. Rao is looking very complacent out there, so we'll bring on Busten to play in there. Elsewhere, Caesar and Koistra are both very tight. You know, Koistra will be the one to be sacrificed. Saha come in there, come through the middle. Lombardi out on the right. We've been playing Raul Saha a lot more. I think Saha, Mazies, and Ortega are our backup 3. We also have Rivi, who can slot in there if need be. But I think Rivi might be one of those that we look at selling on in the summer. BB to Kikidakis. He's going to run it forward. He's got acres of space. Kikidakis got Zanotti in the box. Finds Yuge, who lets it run for Goi. Goi to Cesar. Beautifully done. Cesar beats his man. Cuts inside. Looking for options. Takes it on his own. Maybe that wasn't the best choice from Cesar. Maybe he should have played it to a striker that was open there. Zanotti was open. So was Michael. I think those two would have been a better option for Cesar to play to. They've got to throw in now with literally 30 seconds left of regular time. Gonçalves to Santos. He heads it in. Oh, I don't think that one was offside. I think that's a goal. That is a goal. Absolutely horrible. He's offside there currently, but then he does come. Oh, was he? Oh, that is so close. Oh, I think we needed lines there. I think VAR got that one wrong. 2-1 to Lille going into the second leg. It's not ideal. It's also our first loss in quite some time. I'm far from pleased with that result. We should not have conceded that late goal. We should have put this game away. We should have put this game absolutely away. Man City, Real Madrid, by the way, 2-2. It is all to play for in this one. We do play Lille in a week's time. We do have Stuttgart in between. And just to show you when was the last time we lost, it was to FC Cologne, which was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games ago. And it is only our 3rd defeat in all competitions this season. We got to bounce back. We'll see you next week on the 7th of March, my birthday. How old will I be turning? 51 years old. I'll be turning 51 in 2040. Look at that. Elite, elite. Very good, outstanding, reasonable set pieces. Okay. Competent working with youngsters. I mean, most of my teams have been quite young. I'm only on 35,000. That's poor. We are global reputation, though, which is absolutely fantastic. I speak Afrikaans, English, Greek, Sotho, Belarusian, Dutch, German, and Xhosa. That is brilliant. Anyway, we'll see you in a week's time. Right, folks, we are back. Coming off of 2 back-to-back defeats. That's right. We lost to Stuttgart 1-0. We're taking on Lille at home. Last 2 games were away. This one was at home. O'Shaughnessy is injured at this one. He's got a bruised toe, which means Yuge is going to come in to replace him. I'm going to leave him on the bench. He should be fine. Alan Carr is back, though, which is absolutely fantastic news. It does mean that he is going to start ahead of Zanotti. We have really missed Alan Carr and his 17 goals this season. Iñaki is still a couple of days away from his return. We've missed his 7 goals as well. Arnold The last 2 or 3 games hasn't been playing great, to be completely honest. But let's get into this. This is the team that's starting: Carrier, Quistra, Lombardi, Gui, Cesar, Villar, Busten, Uge, BB, Arnold, and Alan Carr. Decided to drop Rao. The last 2 games he hasn't played great. He has asked for a little bit of a rest, so we are going to give him that rest today. Taking on Lille in the second leg. We're 1 goal down. We need to win this one, and we need to win it convincingly. Cesar with the corner. Going, I was going to say deep, finds the near post. Koistra's header just wide of the target. The first real attack comes in the form of us. They are playing the same team that beat us 2-1, exactly the same team. We've made a couple of changes, one forced, a couple of others that are more likely that were going to happen. The likes of Alan Carr coming back into the first team was always going to happen. Zanotti, I don't think, is quite ready for first team action. And I feel like Alan Carr, hopefully, can start getting a little bit more into the groove again. He has scored a couple of good goals for us, this season, more so than Chavez did last season, which is already a good upgrade. We could do with a couple of those today. Koistra finds Busten. Lombardi. Gui. Back to Lombardi. Busten goes in for Alan Carr. He plays it short to Cesar, who waits for it. Beats his man on the yellow card. Cesar takes the shot. Nemec with the save. And again, Cesar picking the wrong option. I feel like the pass there would have been a much better outcome. I think it would have been a better showing, really. I don't know. Sometimes he makes with the weirdest decisions. Alan Carr, Cesar rather. He had Alan Carr in the box. Now let's see what Villar can do. He gets dispossessed, but he wins it back. The dispossession wasn't good enough. Here comes Villar once again. Arnold, Cesar. Cuts inside, and that's time. He puts it in. I don't know what Nemec was doing, but Cesar scores his second Champions League goal, and suddenly it's all squared here in Berlin. Cesar with a little, I don't even know, was this a shot or was he trying to cross it? I think it was a shot, but I think he kind of mishit it, and it kind of just went over Nemec's head. I'm not 100% sure what Nemec was trying to do there. But there's a kickoff highlight. Gonçalves plays it across to Rooney Bargi, the captain of Lille, trying to bring it forward, and he's beaten his man twice, and a third time, and a fourth time. Ocon finding Duarte, finds Rooney Bargi, and Carrier pushes it out for a corner. That was a great response from Lille. One that put me a little bit on the nervy side. I won't lie. I won't lie at all. 1-0 as it stands. Man City currently beating Real Madrid 1-0 as well. Of course, that's who we play in the next one. If, of course, we need to score 1 more goal for that to happen. Don't really want to go to penalties, do we? Or extra time. We don't really need the extra half an hour to play football. Our players are quite tired already at this point in the season. Lombardi finds Villar. He's got options ahead of him. He's going to take it on his own. And he does very well, looking for someone in the box. He's got to find Bibi. Can't find him. Cesar with the chance, the half volley. I mean, in terms of effort, that wasn't that far off. That wasn't that far off. There's another instant highlight now from the goal kick. Nemec going short to Michael. There, Michael. We've got our own. Ocon, one of their key players, to Rooney Bargi. Their captain gets easily taken apart by Villar. And now Villar tries to beat him again, and he does. Villar's got space in the box. He's got Alan Carr in the box. Can't find him. Finds Cesar on the end, and Cesar... Listen, I understand trying those efforts once in a while, but that's now 2 major attempts, which I think he maybe should have chosen a different outcome. I think the one I'll give him, the half volley, was a decent effort, but that effort was not great at all from him. He maybe should have done better. Villar looking to try and beat his man. Goes short to Arnold instead, who's got some pace to beat his man. Oh, beautifully done. Keeps it in play. Pulls it back. Uge with the goal. That's how you do it. Looking to sign him on a permanent deal, I think, Uge. I think he'll serve as a very decent replacement for O'Shaughnessy. I know he's more naturally a striker, but as a midfielder, he is just absolutely brilliant. The fact of 17 finishing in that role, just it makes such a huge difference. And it just shows you the fact that he has already scored 2 goals playing in that position, most of the time coming off the bench. This goal, by the way, does mean we are now sitting in a foot in the next round in the quarterfinals, thanks to the superior goal difference on aggregate as well. 3-2 on aggregate. But that can all change with a goal from Lille. Kustra to Cesar. Pushed in. Finding Bibi. Goes over the top. Alan Carr is through on goal. Heads it down. Just puts it wide. He was offside in the end, so it's not going to count. But that was a good effort from Alan Carr. That's kind of what we've missed with Zanotti. No disrespect to Zanotti. He just doesn't have the experience. Villar, though, trying to play around with Rooney Bargi. Bargi was like, nah, I'm taking the ball from you. And he's pushed Dos Santos now forward. He's got Varga, the substitute, coming in to help him. Rooney Bargi finds Varga. It looks way offside. And he was offside. I was going to say, if that continued, I was going to be very angry about that. Lombardi trying to find Bushten, finds Varga instead. Dos Santos gets dispossessed by Villar. That man is just everywhere today, isn't he? BB. Alan Carr, beautiful ball for Cesar, who's also been everywhere. Cesar going to try and bring it into the box, looking for options. This time plays it short, and there's the goal from BB, who, by the way, has signed a new contract, or at least negotiated to sign a new contract. Will rise him from 35,000 to 63,000. No release clause this time. We did manage to negotiate. He is getting quite a hefty bonus if he is the top goal scorer in the Champions League or in the Bundesliga. He gets 1.2 million. I don't think he's ever going to be a top goal scorer. Although, if he keeps scoring goals like that, maybe indeed. We're going to make some swaps. Cezanne yellow card makes me a little bit nervous. Sitkwowski come in there. Villar also looking very tired. Kikidakis come in there. Elsewhere, you know what, Alan Carr is just coming back from injury. We'll bring on Zanotti. And you know what, Bibi is looking a little tired as well. I'm going to make 4 subs. Michael come in there. I think just a couple of subs just to rest out some players. I feel like we've got a 2-goal cushion now. We should be good. And it looked likely we're going to take on Manchester City as it stands. They beating Real Madrid 1-0, 3-2 on aggregate because they drew their first game 2-2. Michael to Busten. Back to Kuistra. He's having a very good game today. Michael. Emre Michael for Union Berlin to Sitkwowski. Looking for the back post, and that's in. That's game, set, and match. We're back. 4-0 at home. Arnold with his second Champions League goal. And that was a beautiful assist from Sitkwowski and Michael. The two of them linking up so beautifully there. Sitkwowski will obviously get the assist. But a lot can be said about Emre Michael, who is really pushing Bibi to the absolute max on that right-hand side. It is 2 players I don't want to sell at all next season. And the fact that I've given Bibi the new contract proving that I want to keep him. Michael still on another 4 years on his contract, the youngster. I think between the two of them, I think we could be in for a very prosperous right-wing side. Zanotti trying to take his chances as well. Had a beautiful opportunity to make it 5. But a great save there from Nemec to keep them into the game, rather. But I don't know if it's enough. In terms of the latest scores, just to give you guys a little bit of an update, Roma is winning 2-0, but Atlanta won the first leg 3-0, so they're currently leading 3-2 on aggregate. Inter Milan looks like they have beaten Arsenal 3-1. First leg was also 3-1, so that's going to go to extra time. Real Madrid equalized, so it's 3-3. Paris Saint-Germain lost the first leg 3-1, and then beat the second leg 3-2, which means Lille go through, guys. PSG are out of the Champions League. And there's a big possibility that Arsenal, Man City, or Real Madrid will join them, or Inter. So that is 4 Those are going to be two huge teams, three huge teams that could be knocked out of the Champions League right now. We're going to keep a lookout on that. Let's see what's happening. Do we take on Man City? Do we take on Real Madrid? Arsenal managed to beat them. We are taking on Olympic Lyon. I'm sure it said we're taking on Man City. I guess there was a redraw. That would be the finals. I was looking at the finals. Round of 16. You can have a look here. Real Madrid beat Man City on penalties in the end. Atlanta knocking out Roma. Arsenal beating out Inter on off extra time. Barcelona knocking out Manchester United. That's another big name knocked out. We knocked out Lille. Paris Saint-Germain knocked out by Lyon, which is huge. Chelsea knocked out by Porto, which is huge. And Benfica knocked out by Monaco. All right, so the draw has been made. I should have checked that properly. I was just checking the final. We are going to take on Lyon, the team that knocked out PSG. And that's coming up in 3 games' time. And that is going to be our next episode. So we'll see you guys for some Champions League quarter-final. We're taking on all the French teams. Just so it matter, we drew with Paris Saint-Germain in the group stages. We beat Lille twice over 3 games. And now we've got to take on Lyon, who are currently sitting in 4th in Ligue 1. We'll see you guys then. Hit the like button if you like the video. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Your boy, the Verstappen. Like I said, I'm going to try and do some bulk recording, so I'm going to carry on playing, and hopefully we can get about 2 or 3 videos for this week. Maybe we can have a video every day until Friday. We'll see you guys then. Peace.